All right, thanks for coming out. So Lent, I gave up abstinence for Lent. I actually tried to, and then I learned my wife gave up beer for Lent. So that pretty much killed that idea. I'm thinking next year, probably my New Year's resolution will just be give up Lent. So I'm married, I have a couple kids, which is okay. My wife wanted a couple more, so I got a vasectomy. And it was an interesting experience. You know, I went to the first consult just to learn what the whole procedure is about. And the doctor says, so look, you know, what we'll do is, you know, to prep you, we'll take your penis to your stomach. And I was like, you know, or shoulder, but, you know, continue. And he says, then we'll make this incision, and we'll, you know, tie these things and clamp this and whatever. And by the way, when you come in, make sure you're prepped and your balls are shaved. Do you have any questions? I was thinking, I said, yeah, I have a question. How do I shave my balls? I mean, is that something I'm going to squat over a mirror for? I mean, it's not something I was hoping this was a benefit, like the nurse would step in, you know? And so, anyhow, the reason I don't want to have any more kids is basically because I'm tired of lying to mine. And it's not something you can avoid as a parent. I mean, parents in the room, or even if you're, you know, have parents, which I'm assuming most of you do, it's very difficult to not lie to your kids. I'll tell you, the uber lie of all time, Santa Claus. Right? And in my house now, it's gotten to the point where Mission Impossible will be proud of how we hide the evidence of no Santa Claus. We use different wrapping paper for Santa's presents. We print out the labels and the letter from Santa Claus so there's no handwriting analysis. We actually have my neighbor come over and take a bite out of the cookie in case they do a bite mark analysis. And in fact, when I bring my kids to Santa in the mall, I take a cotton swab and do a DNA sample from his cheek, and I rub it around the milk glass, just in case there's a junior DNA test kit in there. I'm telling you, CSI cannot figure out whether or not, you know, Santa Claus is actually present in my house. And I was watching the news the other day, and I saw a bit that says girls, and I have two daughters, they're actually growing boobs and having their periods earlier than ever. In fact, some girls have their periods at the age of 9, which is, to me, I started thinking, I was like, damn, you know, it's quite possible my daughter could have her first period and have boobs before she knows there's no Santa Claus. And then I was thinking, you know what though? That might not be a bad thing. Because you could walk out one day and be like, what are these? I'll be like, hey, Santa must have came. Boy, that awkward conversation. So, you know, elsewhere in the news, I'm sure you guys have noticed, I don't know how it has been mentioned tonight, but apparently through genealogical research, it has been shown that Strom Thurmond, his ancestors, his great-grandfather, owned Al Sharpton's great-grandfather as a slave. They have done that tracing. And at first I thought, you know, maybe feasible, but I thought a little bit about it, and I don't know if I believe that. Because I've seen Strom Thurmond, and I think he actually owned Al Sharpton's great-grandfather. And I think the worst thing about this situation is the fact that Strom Thurmond is not here to go through the whole public spectacle that this would promote. Because I could just see Al Sharpton up there saying, Mr. Thurmond, years ago, you were talking about segregation. But today, I'm talking about reparation. And Strom Thurmond would be there, oh my God, what has happened? So, and I know a lot of people talk about racism tonight. I think we've actually made advances in racial harmony in this country. We got a ways to go, and a great example is a slur that I hear on the news way too often. Black ice. Because black ice is always put out there like, be careful with the black ice, right? They don't talk about the white ice. The white ice is like, we're over here, no danger. In fact, you can come skate on us. We'd love to have you. But you always have to be careful of the black ice. Whatever, I guess you guys don't like that. Look good on paper. But I actually also do go to the gym. I was at the gym this morning. folding towels. Hey, try to outsource that job. You know, by the time you get the towels to China or India, folded, back on a boat, and you know, there you are. It just doesn't, it's not a feasible economic model. I know there's a lot of big words there for you, but all my breaks I actually do get out into the gym and I work out a little bit. And there's always that fucking perky lady with the ponytail on the elliptical, you know, just like, I can do this, and the ponytail's going and whatever. Clearly in better shape than I, right? But then she starts going backwards on the elliptical. I like run up to her, I'm like, no, you're undoing all your work. You're actually putting weight on. Backwards, you guys get that? Stick with me. So the way that I rationalize that, because clearly she is in better shape than I am, is because I figure there's just no practical application for that. You're out in the real world, you're about to get robbed. You're on, I mean, is there an elliptical machine that you're going to run away from a robber on? I mean, what is that going to do? As opposed to me, where at least 3 times a day, I'm lying on a bench, and a giant weight comes on me that I have to then press off. Actually not now, because it's Lent, and my wife gave up here. That's all I got. Thanks a lot.